You're watching the Sports Central Showdown.
What's up, guys? Welcome into another installment of the Sports Central Showdown. Chris Hayre joined by my guys Graham and Alex as we debate another timely sports topic. And gentlemen, this has been the summer of soccer, so very appropriate topic this week. Was this the best World Cup of all time? All on American soil. Graham, you kick us off.
Chris, I think the World Cup of 2026 has a lot of people that doubted it and a lot of people that need to write an apology letter. I'll be the first in line. I doubted this World Cup, but I think this has been the most entertaining World Cup we have ever seen so far. First of all, let's just start off with my concerns, why I thought it would not be as good as some of the ones in the past. The expanded field, I was very concerned with how this would affect the playing level, if, the big teams would still be able to skate by, but the expanded field was absolutely awesome. Cape Verde, of course, the story of the tournament with Bozinha, the keeper, and even pushing the defending champions Argentina to the limit. You've got DR Congo and Curacao, teams that would never be in the tournament in its original format, and showed that they absolutely belonged. And of course, you get all the countries, the fans showing their support back home. That's fantastic. So expanded field is great. I also was worried about, in tandem with that, the third place teams, a select few third place teams being able to advance, but that worked out too. We had a third place team that advanced, make it one more round to the round of 16. That was Paraguay knocking out the European giants, Germany. And I was also very, worried about the field condition. I mean, we have seen NFL players get injured on these same very fields. We've seen soccer players get injured on these fields when they played exhibition games in America, but to my surprise, the fields have been excellent. No one has complained. They've actually complimented, the soccer players have complimented the fields that they've played on here. And we've seen minimal injuries in this tournament, which is awesome. So those were my concerns. Now let's just talk about why this has been such a fun tournament. All three host nations making solid runs and stirring up excitement in their country like we really haven't seen before, especially here in the U.S. with their run. We've had fantastic goal catalog this tournament. First one that comes to my mind is Cape Verde's equalizer against Argentina and Julian Alvarez's goal against Switzerland to send them to the next round. There have been great dark horses to follow, like Norway, everyone doing the row, no matter where you are in the country. And that brings me to my next point of the stars shining so bright. I mean, we've never seen a golden boot race as tight and as a high capacity amount of goals that we've seen. Mbappe, Haaland, Messi, Dembele, Vinny, all of them, Bellingham, Kane, all showing up to their best. And you know what? I'll end with this just as our first impression. This is not March Madness for me. I love seeing a good underdog. I love seeing them make their run even in the World Cup. But in the end of the World Cup, I want the 4 best teams, and I want the 2 best teams in the final. And that's exactly what we've got. It's the first time you've ever had the top 4 teams in the FIFA rankings make it to the semifinals. The semifinals games have been entertaining as ever. It's been so much fun. This summer of soccer has not been topped before.
Graham, a lot of great points, and here comes Alex to rain on this parade.
Look, I just want to start by saying I do think this World Cup was fantastic. I think it was a great job. I had a great time watching it. But for the best ever, give me 2010 in South Africa. That was a World Cup that had everything. You had 10 knockout matches decided by 1 goal, plus 2 more that went to penalties. So many incredible moments that I can think back on. You had, Diego Forlan winning the Golden Ball and just being an absolute artist throughout that entire tournament. You had the Luis Suarez handball controversy against Ghana in the round of 8. Also in the round of 8, that incredible game between the Netherlands and Brazil, which how the Netherlands pulled a shocking upset, which for me, you talking about the March Madness comparison, I like the avoidance of a little bit of chalk. I like some of those underdogs making those kinds of runs and surprising some people, and it ended with an incredible final too. I can still picture in my head Arjen Robben curled up in the fetal position in devastation, contrast with Andres Iniesta ripping off his jersey when he scored the winning goal. I love that kind of stuff. You want to localize it a little bit? It's got great American ties too. The most important goal in U.S. men's national team history with Landon Donovan's winner against Algeria. Plus, it introduced the American audience to Ian Darke, who, for my money, is the best English language football commentator in the world. But this year did have 1 or 2 great underdogs. You mentioned Cape Verde, and that's great. But at the end, I just think it got too chalky, like you already talked about. I liked the 2010 when you had number 6 Germany and number 16 Uruguay making the semifinals. I like those kinds of runs. But it ended with the final that was a culmination of everything everything that the Spanish Football Federation had been building up, that incredible roster, guys like David Villa and Xabi Alonso and Iker Casillas, who had been working for so long to try to finally put together that team that was going to make that run to the championship and finally paying that off. Played a lot of close games, but was still dominant at the same time, where they didn't allow a single goal in the knockout round. And the 2010 World Cup had a cultural impact that I think, I mean, well, obviously it's too early to see for sure with the 2026 World Cup, but to this day, I can still sing Waka Waka. I can still sing Wave and Flag. You know, even the things that people think of as annoying, like, you know, the Jabulani ball or vuvuzelas, you know, those are things that make an impact and stick in your memory and make that World Cup iconic. And it's something that I think when you combine all that and add it up, I think it was the best one that's ever been.
Graham, counter.
Oh, it's so hard, Chris, to go against vuvuzelas and Jabulani. If we had vuvuzelas here, we'd have no debate. This would absolutely be the best World Cup. But Alex, we cannot talk about the 2010 World Cup without talking about the Jabulani of it all. The special crafted soccer ball that they had for this tournament that turns out does not at all move like a normal soccer ball, and no soccer ball after it or before it moved that way. They changed it because it was unfair for the goalkeepers. We've seen excellent goals here in this tournament without a special aircrafted soccer ball. And I think in the same vein, because it's not an advantage for the strikers, we've seen some fantastic goalkeeper performances. I mean, they've stolen the show a lot of the times here. Bozinha for Cape Verde, the Switzerland goalkeeper, plenty of stand-out performances in between the sticks. So I just think the Jabulani shifts it a little bit. At the end of the day, though, I need to see the stars shine the brightest. Diego Forlan, I'll never forget that tournament he had, but there's a reason that was the only tournament where he really made his name. We know Messi, we know Mbappe, we know Haaland, and the way that they've taken their game to the next level alongside the stars next to them, competing for that next round, we've never seen something like it.
All right, guys, so stoppage time. We have extra time here. It's tied. We're going to go to penalty kicks. And Alex, you're up first.
This cultural moment with music and fandom. You had the defending champions getting knocked out in the group stage in Italy. You had France not even making it out of the group stage. But then you had a dominant team like Spain winning the final. You had this perfect combination of culture, of surprise, of teams you expected to win winning. It all came together in such a beautiful way. That's why they call it the beautiful game.
Graham, final kick.
You can already feel more people are interested in soccer here in North America. The effect that it'll have on the American kids will be astounding. And right now, they're all going to buy Yamal jerseys. They're all going to buy Mbappe jerseys. They all need that Messi jersey. We saw the brightest shine right here. We're never going back. We got a soccer country now because of the 26 World Cup.
Guys, great job. I don't know who won. I'll leave it to the viewers and the commenters. Does Graham win with his 2026 take, or does Alex go all the way back to 2010 get the Sports Central Showdown this week? Gentlemen, great job.
You're watching the Sports Central Showdown.